I'm gonna send it to you an email from a different account, just so you know. appears to be what we're looking for. It allows you to customize the drop page. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were done. You're looking. I was telling John that on our YouTube page, it's not seeing ourselves in the way that YouTube is set up, it shows.
Still up. Still up.
Thank you so much, Bill. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Orange County. How you doing today? It is so nice to see you guys. I am Tom. I am your music director, and it's lovely to have you. Let's take a moment, let's stand, and let's greet our neighbors before we get started. Say hi to the new people, especially. Okay, what's happening here? You know... All right. Yeah. It's always good to see our friends. Also good to see new faces. As you get back to your seats, please remain standing because we're going to get our vibration going together by singing. And we're going to do that by singing, "My Soul is Welcome Here." The words will be up on the screen. And one more turnaround. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. All right, going back to the verse, a slight word change, so pay attention to what's on the board. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, you guys sound wonderful today. You may be seated, and thank you. You are indeed welcome here. Let's welcome Tina to the platform. Hi, Tina.
Good morning. Thank you, Tom. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Orange County. It's so nice to see you here today. And if you're watching us on YouTube, well, thanks for tuning in. We're a little small crowd today, but that's okay. We're mighty. That's for sure. And there's a lot of illness going around. So if you're not feeling well, then thank you for not showing up. You know, we don't want germs being spread around. That's right. That's why they are on YouTube watching us. Thank you so much. So welcome to Unity of Orange County. And as always, we start our service by affirming our prayer for our church, our vision, and mission statements. So together, our prayer for our church: God is our strength, our substance, our source, and our supply. We open our mind to divine ideas, and we are grateful for the flow of good in our ministries. And our vision statement: we are love, honoring the divine in all. And our mission statement: we awaken, inspire lives through loving kindness, education, and service. And at this time, we'd like to thank those that helped make this service possible. You, by being here, helped make this service possible, for sure. And we do thank our music team. We have Bill on piano, yes, and we have Tom also. He is our music director, and he's always here for us. Thank you so much, Tom. Today, we have Mark on camera. Thank you so much, Mark. We have John streaming. Thank you, John. And today we had Bill as our greeter. Thank you, Bill, for being our greeter today. And our hospitality is provided by Chenise. Thank you, Chenise. And she does have her helpers, the Hardy boys. And they are helping her out today, of course. Today, our speaker is also Chenise. She has many jobs today, and her message is Growing Your Knowing, Tools to Transform Divine Wisdom to Divine Loving Purpose. Very nice. So she will be looking at the power of wisdom expressed in nature, shared by those who have shown us the way in our own learning. So our power this month is wisdom, and so we'll be looking at that. All right, so we have a few announcements for today. Next Sunday, March the 9th, is our big Sunday annual membership meeting. And it's really important for you to be here so that you could see what is going on, what's going to be happening, and what have we done the past year and going forward. And you will have time for questions and answers. So while you think of them during the week, jot them down so that you will have time to do that. So that will be right after service. And then immediately following that, we will have part 3 of our visioning. And so that, again, is going to be really important because we'll have all the statements that you had asked for, and then we'll be voting on those. So take a good look at that. Also, we are thrilled that on March the 16th, Faith Rivera will be here. And she is an internationally known singer. And let's see, do we have a video for her?
The power of now is always present, nowhere to be than where you are. The power of now flows oh so gracefully. The power.
Voice, and she is a Grammy-nominated winner, and she actually started here at this. Well, it wasn't this church at the time, it was through CSL, but she did start here. And I think that that's pretty amazing that she'll be back, and we have the honor of having her sing here. All right, the Advent Prayer Workshop is Saturday, April the 5th. The flyers are out on the table, and this is going to be a workshop facilitated by Reverend Ken, and it's going to be 9 to 3, and be sure that you take a look at that. I think we have a video on that as well.
Hi guys, I'm Howard, one of the board members at our Unity Church. I'm here to tell you about our Lent workshop coming up April 5th at Laguna Woods. It'll be all day. It will be like our past workshops where we develop a program for our own Lent practice. And so right now I'd like to introduce our Reverend Ken, who's going to facilitate our workshop.
Well, hi everybody. This is Reverend Ken Fendrick. Some of you might recognize me as a guest speaker at Unity of Orange, and it's my pleasure this morning to talk to you about something special that's going on at Unity of Orange. As you know, Lenten season is coming up, the 40 days of Lent, starting on March 5th, and we're putting together a special program on April 5th at the Laguna Park, and what it's going to be is a full day of activities. Now, you may have experienced Lent in a different way through some of your religious past or traditions, but this is a unity way. So what we're going to do is through the use of readings, using Unity's book In the Garden, and also activities such as singing, crafts, and nature walks, we're going to help you develop your own deeper practice of Lent and what that means to you. So if this is something you're interested in, something you feel that will nourish you, this 40 days of transformation and renewal, please join us on April 5th, again at the Laguna Park. And for more information, go to the Unity of Orange website or contact one of the committee members at the service. So I will see you, along with the rest of the team, on April 5th for Lent.
Great. Reverend Ken is always such a great speaker, and he will be a great facilitator for this workshop. And it is going to be held in Laguna Woods at Clubhouse 1 in Dining Room 3. And if you can't make the workshop, possibly you would like to be a sponsor, and that would be nice. And that if someone who can't afford to come to the workshop, by you sponsoring them makes it convenient and easy for them to attend. Okay, and I think we just have one more thing, and we're having a circle of connection at the end of the service at hospitality. So I think Howard is going to be facilitating that. So thank you so much, Howard, for doing that. All right, that is the end of our announcements for today, and I think Tom is coming up.
Nothing but a quick battery change. It's fine. Nobody noticed. Totally not late walking back up here again. It's fine. All right. So when Chenise sent out the notes for the talk this week, Unity prescribes that divinity is not out there. It's in here. And so a lot of what she was mentioning was talking about looking inside for divine wisdom. This is a song by Christina Aguilera, of all people, and it is exactly about looking for that voice within. Young one, don't cry. I'll be right here when your world starts to fall. Young one, it's all right. Your tears will dry. You'll soon be free to fly. When you're safe inside your room, you tend to dream of a place where nothing's harder than it seems. No one ever wants or bothers to explain of the heartache life can bring and what it means when there's no one else. Look inside yourself like your oldest friend. Just trust the voice within, then you'll find the strength that will light your way. You will learn to begin to trust the voice within. Young one, don't hide. You'll never change if you just run away. Young one, just hold tight. Soon you're gonna see a brighter day. Now in a world where innocence is quickly claimed, it's so hard to stand your ground when you're so afraid. No one reaches out a hand for you to hold. When you look outside, look inside to your soul. When there's no one else, look inside yourself like your oldest friend. Just trust the voice within, then you'll find the way to will guide your way. You will learn to begin to trust the voice within. Life is a journey, it can take you anywhere you choose to go. As long as you're learning, you'll find all you'll ever need to know. Don't break it, you'll make it, just as you fake it, because no one can stop you. You know what you'll need, no one can stop you. I'm talking to you. When there's no one else, look inside yourself like your oldest friend. Just trust the voice within, then you'll find the strength that will guide your way. You will learn to begin to trust the voice within. Young one, don't cry. I'll be right there when your world starts to fall. Ooh. Thank you guys, that was close. All right, it is time to get ready for our daily word and meditation, and we do that by singing another song together. As you sing this, I want you to think about the words that you're singing and feel them. Think about the words. Your thoughts are prayers is the title of the song. Here we go. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Our thoughts are prayers, the tools that we create with. Our thoughts are prayers that spirit resonates with. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of mindfulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. And let's welcome Chenise to the platform.
Morning. Good morning. Wow. That song really much encapsulates everything that we need to know. So it's a pleasure to be here with you, and we're going to begin by lighting our Christ candle. And in the Gospel of John, Jesus reminds me that I am the light of the world. You are the light of the world. We light this candle as a remembrance of that eternal light, that Christ consciousness that is ever present, always shining in us. Let it guide our way today. And in honor of this light, and in honor of the love that has been put forth in our prayer box, and in honor of all of those that we love who might be holding a prayer in their heart, we're just going to take a moment together to acknowledge possibility and not problem, to praise the one where there is no lack, there is only infinite abundance and divine supply. And we know by opening our hearts and lifting our minds and holding these loved ones in our hearts and releasing our concerns up to you, we know that their every need is met, that wholeness is already right within them, and that all things, according to your will, are good. We allow this will, we allow this good. We receive these answered prayers, knowing that it is already done, and we can claim it and know it and love it into being. And we say, thank you, God. Bless them. So it is. And now we get into our daily word for Sunday, March 2nd. March, here we are. And Ramadan Mubarak to all of those who might be celebrating Ramadan this month. It's a very holy month. I love that in unity we can honor that oneness. So the word for today is positivity. Through positivity, I can do all things through the divine presence within me. Let's say that. I think we need to say it. Let's say it together. Ready? Through positivity, I can do all things through the divine presence within me. Yummy. I have heard it said, most people are about as happy as they make their minds up to be. These words show me the importance of positivity and how an upbeat attitude can keep me afloat upon the rough waters of life. Positivity helps me see the world as full of joy and possibility. Difficulties may arise, but my confident faith in the goodness of God gives me the power to cross the stormy seas to find calm. To the waters of the warmth and of the sunshine. The light of God surrounds, enfolds, and uplifts me. When I center my thoughts on the divine within, I feel equipped to meet all life's challenges. God's indwelling grace sees me through these stormy days. Even if squalls of sadness toss me about, by faith, I will outlast the gales and reach calm seas again. And our scripture is from Proverbs 4:23. Keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it flow the springs of life. Positivity. Let's just take a nice breath in, receiving that, and letting it go. Expanding our awareness as we move into a time of meditation and calm and stillness and relaxation. I invite you, if you feel so comfortable, to gently close your eyes or soften your gaze. Just allow your body to settle right where you are, right as you are, into this moment. And let's just receive this moment with a few deep breaths, breathing in the light of the one. Allowing it to radiate to every cell of our being. Letting that light illuminate our hearts. Allowing that light to flow into our awareness, opening. Receiving this holy moment. Setting down our worldly cares in exchange for our divine date with the one, beloved. You can rest here for a while. Rest here with me. And just allow we call upon the Holy Spirit to come. Come, Holy Spirit, come. Shower us in your presence with your light, with your life, with your breath. We are right where we need to be. And as we breathe in, receive. Breathing in peace, exhaling any heaviness. Breathing in peace, exhaling all release as we center. Being called to the center where Spirit is longing to whisper in our hearts, quickening our healing, our wholeness, our knowing into being, in loving embrace of light all around us, in loving unfoldment of our hearts within, receiving the heart of the beloved ever flowing through us. The light of the Divine One permeating our consciousness. All peace, all power, all love, ever present with us now. We simply open, receive, and bask in this holy moment of what is to be. So I invite you to dwell in this holy presence as we take time in the silence.
From mighty roots to tiny limbs, a tree is such a wonder. From finest leaf to richest green, gives forth such presence. A miracle of nature, a state of being, sharing itself for our breath. Almighty tree, oh sacred friend, you mirror my right to be, to grow, to see. My heart has no parallel on this earth, earth from the tiniest acorn. You have shown me your sacred birth. Oh, stretch your gracious wings, sing your solemn song. Let the breezes sway you. In this moment, we are one. Shed your branches, turn inside for winter's softest stillness. Your fancy freedom is soon to behold, living in glorious splendor, the ancient stories foretold. Oh, sweet sister, almighty brother, tree, tree, tree.
Thank you, Bill. I just love how wisdom expresses and how things connect. When I was preparing for the message today, I chose a different way. And I think in pictures, and it helps me. And the image for the talk is a tree. Because I think the wisdom of nature really speaks something in our souls that our minds can sometimes block out. So happy Sunday, everyone. Happy month of wisdom. So just as a refresher, in Unity, Charles Fillmore, Myrtle Fillmore, they talk about these 12 faculties, these 12 powers, that if we look metaphysically at the way shower of Jesus and his disciples, it represents a coming together of all these faculties that we can bring to claim our wholeness. And for this month, we are celebrating and looking into the power of wisdom. And I'm going to share the metaphysical aspects of this power and then sort of go into what that looks like, of how we can develop this power of wisdom as a way of life. I know I come here to Unity, many of you do too, and what we come and gather here sustains us. But it needs to be a way of life, not a day of life. So let's look at this power of wisdom. So in terms of the disciples, it's represented by James, the son of Zebedee, Zebedee Doodah. I love that. It's located in the solar plexus, which is really interesting when you think about that, because really, when we get those knowings, right, really comes here. Wisdom includes judgment, discrimination, discernment, intuition, and all of the departments of mind that come under the head of knowing. From spiritual awareness or higher consciousness, it's the ability to discern and be wise based on divine ideas, truth, principles, and laws. It's the ability to know how to use what we spiritually understand. Discerning, being wise. And so it's not just about knowing. Would you rather be with a love-it-all or a know-it-all? Right? It's about learning how to take this knowing and apply it into inspired action, in other words, our daily purpose. So something about wisdom is that it has a buddy. And the buddy of wisdom is love. And the powers of love, wisdom, and understanding work in unison. The all-important presence of love is essential in demonstration, including spiritual demonstration. Without it, the possibility of failure is great, right? So the key idea is that love must be utilized with understanding and wisdom so that the good for everyone is demonstrated. Love without understanding and wisdom leads to the desire of error demonstrations and undesirable outcomes. So what does this mean for us? So something I thought was very fascinating in looking at the power of wisdom and this idea of these teachers we've had, these lessons that we've had, right? I want you to just bring into your memory or your consciousness for a moment someone that you know from the past who taught you a skill that you still know by heart till this day. Okay, I'm going to share an example of when I first learned how to crochet. I literally had to be taught over and over and over again with the loving hands of someone wrapping around my body because I could not get it. Okay? Now, the thing about lessons and these teachers, they teach you a lesson, right? So raise your hand if you can remember that. You still have that skill, right? And to acquire that skill, what did you have to do? Practice. Why can't we do this with our spiritual practice? We can, and we do. We exercise it more so when we're together, just like group fitness, right? I try YouTube fitness, works a little bit. So this power of wisdom that we're talking about is that these lessons that have been given to us from the spiritual realm. So let me just speak a little bit more on wisdom, and this comes from the Revealing Word. And we know worldly wisdom, these lessons taught by our teachers, right? And that has to do with the physical world. But divine understanding and wisdom, which is intuitive knowing, is the voice of God within. I'm going to say that again. Wisdom, intuitive knowing, is the voice of God within. And divine understanding comes from the Spirit of the Christ consciousness within us. We have to let go of our personal self and its limiting beliefs in exchange for the universal. So, spiritual wisdom is all in here. We can't access it from outside. We have to access it from within. So, we're going to look at some tools of how we can grow our knowing, right? So I might know how to crochet. You might have learned your recipe from your grandmother of how to make the best lasagna, right? We're called to walk the way, to live the way. And we have to look at the wisdom our life is showing. In unity and metaphysics, we talk about demonstration, another word of manifestation, right? Mind, idea, expression. It's been a weird couple of weeks. I'm just going to be completely honest. And whenever that resistance starts coming up, it's like we're in this cocoon state. Spring is almost, there's so much. Just like I want to find a way to have the way be my way of life and to grow this knowing for when I have those times of difficulties. I think that there are clear ways, tools that we have, but we have to practice them. So we're going to look at some of those. I'm kind of excited. So the first tool I want us to remind ourselves of is that it's the wisdom of nature. So let's just look at nature. So the wisdom of nature reveals the divine demonstration, the patterns of perfection, harmony, cycles, movement. We don't judge a flower for not having enough petals. We don't look at a rock and say, oh, you're too crackly, right? We don't look at a tree and say, oh, wow, you have, like flaky bark, right? We celebrate the beauty and the divine order, and we find the magic and the mystery of nature, right? We don't compare it. We don't judge it. And one little blossom can speak so much to us. A flower flowers, an apple apples, a bee bees, right? They're sharing their gospel. They're sharing their purpose. And that's all out here, and it wakes up something up in us. So what is our wisdom? What is our purposing, our gospeling? What is your Daving? What is your Tinaing, right? What is that divine wisdom in you, your pattern that you're called to live, which I call loving purpose, because we know that wisdom is knowledge transformed by love. Rudolf Steiner says that, and I think it's really, really important to remember. We're not going to be know-it-alls, we're going to be love-it-alls. And Christ always reminds us, don't ever to pretend to be wiser than you are, right? I know nothing, Jon Snow. So to know how to do something, you have to learn it. And how do we learn it? By doing it. It's kind of ironic, right? So we're going to look at our way shower, right? We're going to go back to one of our way showers. There's many way showers. But in this case, what I really want us to look at is this law of demonstration. When we look at our life, what are we demonstrating? And I'm just going to remind you of what demonstration means. I'm just going to say this out loud, not in my own words, because I know none of this without the ones who taught me this. So demonstration is that threefold process of a thought of accessing mind, a thought feeling held in our mind, and then the expression of it. So if wisdom is knowledge transformed by love, we have to look at our life of what we're demonstrating. What we're loving is what is coming into our lives. Are we loving lack? Are we loving fear? Our desires is what attracts what we experience. Alan Watts says, you do not see the world as it is, you see the world as you believe. So we have to go back to the basics. So we have this source of divine wisdom where there was never a lack, there was only fear of lack, right? So we have to override that with our worldly mind. Let's look at nature. Naturing, right? Why do we find peace in nature? Why do you think? Because it's not talking at us, right? We can listen. So the first tool is to look at nature as a reminder of that wisdom that's within us, right? And if you're not one who's comfortable meditating, go to nature. It will be meditative for you. Second tool, looking at our demonstration, we're not happy with the results of how our life is showing up. That means, guess what? It's an inside job. We've got to go back to our consciousness. Are we accessing divine wisdom, or are we accessing our worldly wisdom? Are we doing what we know, what we've learned? Sometimes what we've learned isn't right, right? So let's look at our way shower. Because according to metaphysics, the greatest discovery, check this out, I love greatest discovery quotes. Humankind has the power to deny and dissolve any and all disintegrating, discordant, and disease-forming words. Knowledge of this fact is the greatest discovery of all ages. No other revelation of God to humankind compares to it. You can make yourself a new creature, and you can build the world around you to your highest ideals. Do not fear, but speak the law to the law, the supreme, the desires of your heart. The greatest discovery, it's in us. So we have to start changing what we say. We can't start changing what we say until we start changing the thoughts we are taking in and holding on to. So growing our knowing, our tool number one, going in nature, being reminded of our divine blueprint. But number two, remember, wisdom cannot be accessed from outside. You have to go within. You have to spend time with source. Could be in nature, could be a breath. I will say the more time you spend in the silence, more time you spend with your source, the more timeless, the more space you will have in your life. It's the law of circulation. But let's look to our way shower, because I think he kind of has the key for us. So we look at this time of year. It's a Lenten season, starting March 5th. And it's a time of letting go, and it's a time of fasting to show our spiritual reliance on God, which is very interesting because that's also part of the tradition of Ramadan, going within. Every time you go in nature, every single thing you see around you, who made it? Let that be a reminder of our source, right? Let's go to source within. So if we want to change our demonstration, we want this tool to grow our knowing of the truth of what is, meaning I'm creating my reality by the thoughts and the feelings that I'm holding, right? I'm believing them or not. So things get rough. You don't like what's happening in the world. Someone's treating you unfairly, right? We have the opportunity to choose to respond. And how do we do that? What's our tool? Matthew 6 and Matthew 7, if I could give you homework, and this is from a metaphysical perspective. What does Jesus say? He had just gotten baptized. Spirit came into him, right? He went out to the desert. He came back, and he shares his wisdom. But strive first for the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. God first it. Spirit first it. We go to source first. Therefore, I tell you, don't worry about your life, what you will eat, what you will drink, or about your body or what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing? Look at the birds of the air. They neither sow nor reap nor gather into barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not of more value than they? How can any of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your span of life? Our tool, go first. Go first to God. Take a breath. Have some space. Be reminded of the truth. Nature. Going to God in the silence, in a breath. What's our other tool? I'll give you a hint. I give you a new commandment. That you love one another just as I have loved you. And you also, everyone will know that you are mine if you have love for one another. So part of it, which is great for us, is that we can change, but we can't change on our own. We have to change by accessing divine ideas, allowing them to permeate us, and then they inform our actions. So on one side, you have wisdom, this fatherly, kingly figure, right? With this blueprint, and the rock who's rocking, and the birds who's birding, and the Chenise who's chenising. And then on the other side, you have love. Think of the earth. Think of the mother, right? These ideas come in, this receptive soil of our hearts, especially this time of year as spring is coming, our mind, right? We receive them, and then we get to express them in our life. What is your gospel? What are you demonstrating in the world? Right? We can change every moment, all the time. But we got to go where first? God first. Can where first? God first. Yes. Spirit, source, energy. Think of Star Wars. There is only the Force, right? How we use it determines what, right? So growing our knowing means constantly practicing this and constantly learning to let this be a way of life. Jesus was called the way shower. In the early church, it wasn't called Christianity. It were followers of the way. And what is the way? It's the way of love. What I love about unity is we love all parts, right? We have to love all parts of ourselves so we can love all parts of others, right? So that's what this wholeness, this wisdom picture is. It's not as the world gives, right? But as Spirit gives. So with our tools for knowing that we can change what we're demonstrating, I want you to think of an owl, and an owl is a symbol of wisdom, right? I love birds, and I've gone through my bird phases. I used to be fixated on owls, and different traditions have beliefs on owls. But in the ancient Greek tradition, obviously it was a companion of Athena, right? A symbol of wisdom. Part of the reason why owls are associated with wisdom is because their eyes can see in the dark, can see in spirit. So part of the question I want to leave you with today, before I give you our practice, is what is the wisdom you are called to express in this world? What is the way that Spirit wants to give and express love through you? What do you need to see in Spirit in order to make it happen? That's why it's so important to come away and to go to God first, to allow that wisdom to flow through. And here's our practice. So we have our tools of how to strengthen our knowing, because when we know something by heart, guess what? Now I get to teach people how to crochet. You get to share that recipe with someone else. And the teacher, it's the love of the spirit of the person that is our legacy. And the only thing we can take, my friends, is what we've given away, right? So here's our practice. We got 40 days of Lent coming up, 40 days to practice together, to grow our knowing, right? Do we want to walk in the way all week or just here? All week. That means we have to look at when we get in the parking lot, when we go back to our lives after this, all of it is part of the way. And if you're getting in your own way, then you have to start loving all parts of yourself, but you have to be that wise owl and see what is going on in your own mind and hear what words you are speaking into being, because your life is what you are believing. Remember that. So here's a practice. It's very simple. For these 40 days, I'm going to invite you to let them. A lot of you might have heard this book. It's very popular right now. Mel Robbins, she is very inspiring. What I love about New Thought is that these wisdom teachings are articulated by a lot of modern authors, and the word is getting out. So in these 40 days, we're going to fast, right, from allowing anything outside of us to control our happiness. Take responsibility. We can't control anyone else. We can barely control our own thoughts. We have 70,000 a day, right? When we come up against resistance in the world or come up against resistance in our own thought, we're going to say, let them. Let them. Let them. Then we're going to take a breath in. We're going to take a breath out. And then we're going to do, as she calls, the power move. Let me blank. Let them have their power struggles at work. Let me be empowered to do the best work I can do. And then let God. Let them cut me off in traffic. Let me cruise, enjoy my journey. Let God. Let all of these negative thoughts, oh, I can't, how am I, who am I, how am I going to do this? Breathe. Let me be who God created me to be. Let God. So I want you to take some of these tools to grow your knowing so you know this by heart. So we can walk in the way. We might be that light for someone else who's looking for a way. And we're going to practice our Lent practice of let them, let me, and I added one, let God, because that's really what it's all about. Let's breathe that in and release it and open to that inner teacher within us, just with your eyes closed. Oh, great Spirit, thank you for calling each one here, gathering in love for this life you've gifted us with, for the wisdom that is ever present where there is never a lack, for always showing us a way to show up as your love in the world. Give us the opportunity and the practice to grow within so that your small whisper, your great small voice, might be a song that we can access, that will direct our steps and guide our way. We receive it, we allow it, and we let it be. And let me thank all of you for this opportunity today. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you so much, Chenise. You're in my head today. Earlier today, the monkey mind was going a little bit crazy, and I literally had to stop and take a breath and kind of tell it to shut up. It wasn't very nice, but I did. Please be quiet. Now, it's not quite as effective when you're talking to the monkey mind, but that's okay. But yeah, thank you so much. What a beautiful talk, and what a timely message. Thank you, Chenise. Thank you very much. All right. You gotta be.
Listen as your day unfolds, challenge what the future holds, try and keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears, go ahead, release your fears, stand up and be counted, don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know is love will save the day. Herald what your mother said, read the books your father read, try to solve the puzzles in your own sweet time. Some may have more cash than you, others take a different view. My, oh my, yeah. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know is love will save the day. Time asks no questions, it moves on without you, leaving you behind if you can't stand the pace. World keeps on spinning, can't stop it if you try to. Best part is danger staring you in the face. Listen as your day unfolds, challenge what the future holds, try and keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears, go ahead, release your fears. My, oh my, hey, hey. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know is love will save the day. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know is love will save the day. Let's welcome Tina back. Hi, Tina.
Thank you so much, Tom and Bill. And thank you, Chenise, so very much. You know, Chenise is a superstar. She was called upon at the last minute. I think you had a week, right, to put her talk together because the scheduled speaker had an emergency and wasn't able to make it. So how our speakers do this is amazing to me because I know I couldn't do it. If somebody called me and said, "Can you do this in 1 week?" No. Remember how we say about the message that is supposed to be in our back pocket? Mine fell out and it's roaming around somewhere. So thank you so much, Chenise. We so appreciate your wonderful talk. And this is the time of service where we do practice our principle of giving and receiving. And so if you have a donation that you would like to put in the basket, or even if you just do like we do, some of us do, electronically, let's just put our hands together and bless all the offerings. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And we always give and receive in love. And our church is solely funded through your generous love donations. So all of your donations are so appreciated. You can, if you would like to text, you could go to 77977 and in the message put Unity of OC Give. Or you could go to our website and you could donate there as well. You could just mail a check if you like. And however, we just appreciate it all, appreciate them all. So this is also the time we would like to welcome anyone who's here for the first time. And we don't do this to embarrass you, but we would like to say hello, welcome, and give you a blessing. So if this is your first time here, raise your hand so that we can see who you are. This is Bill's sister, by the way, right over here. Let's give her a real special hello. And we have, where else do we have some newbies? We have one over here, one back here. Hi, how are you? It's so nice to see you. How about you folks? We've seen you before. You've been in this building, but you have not been in this building. Okay, but wonderful. Welcome, either way. So we have a special blessing for you together. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ in you. Absolutely. And thank you, everyone, so much. As we begin this Lenten season, our days are getting longer now, thank goodness. And that is part of Lenten, the lengthening of the days. But remember what I always say. I would always tell you, turn your heart light on, but your heart light should always be on. So be sure that your heart light is shining bright and shining throughout. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you, Tina. And let's stand as we get ready for the close of service. Join hands and we'll sing the peace song and then our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God, and the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Altogether, wherever we are, God is, and all is well.